Okay, now we're going to go ahead and write a part program on this RX for the mill. And I created a sketch here. And in the sketch, I'm going to be creating a profile. It's going to be an outside profile. I'm doing point-to-point programming. My zero is right back here in the back left corner. I'm also going to create a circular pocket here. It's a 1/4 inch deep. Then I have a bolt hole pattern. I have 5 holes that we'll drill into this workpiece around that pocket. So the part is about 5 inches long, about 4 inches wide. It's an irregular shaped profile. We're going to program 3 tools. The first tool that goes around the outside will be a 1/2 inch end mill. The second tool will be a 3/8 end mill that does this pocket, and then I'll have a 1/4 inch drill bit that will drill these holes. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started now. And I'll keep the sketch right here handy. I'm going to give it a program name. You can give it a name or a number. And then I'm going to swipe on over. And I'm actually going to go into my profile, and I said it's irregularly shaped because it's not round or square or anything. I'm going to start right at 0. And I'm going to give it the information. It's a 1/2 inch thick, so I'm going to 1/2 inch deep. And I'm going to take 1 pass on depth. I'm not going to take a finish cut. I'm going to run 2500. And I'm putting in my feed rates for traveling around the part. It's going to be tool 1. So I'm milling lines. So basically I've got to run over here to 2 inches, and I'm staying at 0. So what's happening here, all we see is a line. I'm creating geometry, and I'm in AGE, which stands for Auto Geometry Engine, and it's a very powerful tool. It makes the control just a little bit more intelligent. And so when it says OK, I don't need to fill in any more blanks. I can just continue on. So I'm going to swipe on over and go to my next event. And I need to go to X 3 inches, and I need to go to -2 according to my print. You can see it has another line. We have live graphics, and what I'm talking about there is that it has the ability to build the part as I program. So I'm going to put a 1/4 inch radius right down here. And let's keep on moving. The next line, I'm going to say, let's go back over to 2 inches and -5. Now we've got that radius in here, we've got the line, and I'm going to put a little 1/8 inch radius down here. So the Conrad stands for connecting radius. And I'm not concerned about the angle or the length of the line. Once I get OK, I just move on. And so I'm going to go back over to 0, and I'm staying right where I'm at. And I'm going to put another radius right there. Let's move on over. My next line, I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to -1. And I'm going to be at -2. That looks good. I'm putting a 1/4 inch over radius up in there. In my last event for this profile, I'm going to go back to 0, 0. So this outside profile is complete, and I've got sharp corners. I have 250 radiuses here and 1/8 inch radiuses down here. The program's not complete though. So what I need to do here is end my AGE, and now I'm going to come in here and I'm going to create this pocket. I can pan, even when I'm programming this, I can zoom in and out. I zoomed out, and I can zoom back in. Okay, so I can do that. It's still live. So I'm going to go ahead and now create that pocket. So I've got a pocket here, feature. It's a circle pocket, and it's going to be moved over at 1 inch and -2 1/4, according to my sketch. And it is 250 deep. And the radius, the diameter is 1 inch 885. Well, I need to divide that by 2, so I'm going to go into my calculator, and I'm going to put 1.885 divided by 2 equals, and I made a mistake, so I'm going to start over again. Let's do this. 1.885 divided by 2 equals 942.5. That's what needs to go into here, so I can just press Abset, and it goes right in. I can close out the calculator. So there's one way to use that calculator. It's a great feature to have on the control. So I'm going to go ahead and put a little more information here. Tool number 2, I just put that tool. I just programmed that feature. The last thing I need to do on this part is put that bolt pattern in. Well, if you look down here, I have a bolt hole pattern. And I can drill. So I'm going to say I've got 5 holes. And it is the same. It is 1 inch over. And it is negative 2 1/4 inches down. Negative 2, 250. I'm going to drill all the way through. I'm going to go 600 deep. And the radius is a 3-inch diameter, so it's a 1.5 radius. And the first hole is going to be at 0 degrees. And I'm going to peck drill it. I'm going to speed up the drill. And I'm going to slow the feed down. And it's tool 3. And now we have the holes that we're drilling. So it's very easy to navigate being a conversational controller. And once again, I'm just looking at geometry. That's not the toolpath. So now the next thing we want to do is look at our toolpath. So when I go to my program, my tools, I have to fill in the tool table. So my first tool is a 1/2 inch. I can create a whole new tool, or I can just pull one out from here. So I'm going to say, here's a 1/2 inch carbide cutter. It's an end mill. I'm going to say that's going to be tool number 1. And tool number 2, I do have one in here. You can see the 1/2 inch went right in here. My next tool, if I don't have one in the library, I can just come in here and say, hey, it's a finish cutter. It's carbide, high speed, whatever it is, you put it in there. How many flutes, put in the diameter, and that's all you need to do. Tool 3 is a drill bit. I do have a 250 drill bit right here. I can tap that and say, make that tool 3. It throws it up in there. It's a 250 drill. So my tooling is all done. Now I can go to my setup, look at toolpath. It's creating my toolpath. There it is. I can look at it in 3D. I can look at it like this. I can still pan and zoom. Last thing I want to do here is take a look under my verification. I'm going to look at it in a solid. I'm going to slow down just a little bit. And there it goes. It's cutting around the part. It's creating that pocket. Milling that pocket on, then it's going to drill the holes. And I can also rotate this around even while it's cutting. So I can zoom in and out right here. I can pan, do whatever I'd like to do. I can look at the top view. So the simulation is very powerful. It's a fun thing to have. It's a great tool. So in the programming, hopefully you'll learn a little bit on how easy it is to program a part. Once again, I could add more events. There's a lot of different cycles that I can choose from when I'm programming. Thank you very much.